What's up, guys? It's Mrjamvad, and today we are back on the Pokemon Showdown server. And today we're going to be featuring G-Max, MACHAMP, ladies and gentlemen. Shout outs to Gene Zero for passing the team. I wanted to try G-Max Toxicity as well. I actually switched out, like I had a different version. I was like, I'll try Toxicity. So I had just taken out the MACHAMP and put on a Conk and switched the Zacian out. Well, not much thought. I might use both, but for now we're gonna start with G-Max MACHAMP. That boy is about to be huge. And also thank you guys for responding to the comment yesterday. Well, responding to the question yesterday that I asked. As far as the question that I asked, no shit, Sherlock. But the question that I was gonna say it again. The question about what if anything that you admire in me. That was very helpful because I'm always curious as to, you can't learn. I've said this before, I believe you can't learn yourself. Now you can't know all of yourself, so to speak. I mean, maybe you can't know all of yourself. Definitely not without like other people's input, if that makes sense. So people who know you best, you have certain patterns that you're not aware of, that they'll say, oh, you do this all the time. Like, for example, in the comment section, you guys always leave memes of things that I say or do all the time. And so, that helps me. And it was sort of the reason, but, that's part of it. So, yeah, thank you for that. As we are facing a Farfetch'd, I'm not sure how I feel about this. I know how I feel. Excited. Let's get this shit. Whimsicott. Whimsicott. Mimikyu is very, 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 very dangerous. Very, 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 very dangerous. Its stabs are just incredible versus my opponent. Maybe this is some kind of baton pass. I see a ninja, so it speed boosts to something, and then something destroys me. I'd be upset about it. Okay. All that being said, then, excuse me. Upon TR. He doesn't have anything to guard against a dark move, so we might be able to do quite a bit with MACHAMP. Necrozma's natural bulk will allow us to probably destroy him with that as well. Shadow Shield, if push comes to shove, Trick Room. So I'm thinking if there's something I'm not accounting for. Worst case though is if he leads Ditto and copies my Zacian. That would be a bad. I'm gonna lead Ditto. I mean this downside doesn't have any fears. So if he chooses to attack, I don't know if these run attacks. Obviously you have to be mindful of TR. There's so many ways I could go about this game. I could Trick Room hard here. Negating his speed boosts. I could have led a different Trick Roomer. I could have led Ryunrigus. Well, Ryunrigus gives him a sub, and I don't want that. Though I can deal with it. I don't think that's the most optimal lead. He probably has Protect. Okay, excellent. This might knock him out from here. I mean, even if it doesn't, it should. I don't see how it's gonna live at 20%. So that's exactly the turn that I wanted. That's like literally. I didn't expect him to SD. Turbo Blaze, I believe, goes through. That's something that I didn't account for. Did not think about that. And he's likely gonna go for his Ice Stab. I mean, if he Fusion Flares, I lose Zacian. That matters. That definitely matters. I really don't need Ryunrigus. And I don't need Stealth Rocks to win this game, so I'm gonna have it be the Sacrificial Lamb. Because again, I don't want, or do I want to keep the Sash on that? If I TR, Photon Geyser. Sorry guys, I'm thinking about all. So I'm gonna hard Zacian here. I can win without it. say flash cannons. Can't guard against steel. The likelihood of him fusion flaring there was fairly low, but then I thought about it. I was like, well, because I know so little about what this guy could possibly want, I want to keep my sashers. I want to keep my not trick room, my disguise. Like, I want to have all the potential counterplay, you know. So like, for example, right here, he may decide to clip this off. Now that I've removed his Farfetch, I'm not sure what that was gonna do. I have a couple ways I could go about this. Could save the Zacian and try to pull back on that. Yeah, let's go to Dr. Wandering Spirit here. I did want rocks because I'm not sure about Marsh. Actually, should I just then Trick Room rocks? Actually, I like that more. Like, that gives me a lot more control over the game, and that allows Machamp to do something. So what I'll do is allow him to knock on my Zacian here. Downside is if I went straight to Necrozma here for him, well, I would get to it KO'd. I think I probably wouldn't get to it, but it'd be tough. So he might crunch. So what I'm gonna do is give up this and just go for game. I'm really wary of sashes, particularly with these types of teams. I just feel like a sash would be somewhere amongst the mix. So gonna allow him to knock me out there. I'm gonna go for Trick Room. Trick Room is no drawback. I'm focus sashed. And if he chooses to go to Mars Shadow, right, I get the Stealth Rock up. I mean, if he went to Mars Shadow last turn. So now he's at the mercy of my whatever the hell I want to go to. Three terms expectable. Machamp, unfortunately, maybe can actually knock this out in one go, but I'd waste my Machamp. It can do more. It can do more. I actually was supposed to have. So it gives me Ditto. You see, the Ditto wasn't choice card. You see what I'm talking about? You gotta be careful in these streets, my guys. So he's gonna go Mars Shadow. We're definitely gonna take this. Yeah. Oh wow, Life Orb. How did I just die? Might be banded. There's so many ways to win, but I want to be very careful around giving my opponent unnecessary openings on some weird shit, you know, like just some random set, you know, the random sets that come out of nowhere. So I'm wondering if I should bank on him being, because if he's sneak, I get, if he's banded, is that banded damage? If I go Machamp, G-Max, Quake, is that a guaranteed win? G-Max, Quake, Mimikyu, TR, Beats, Aeropult, and so I'm actually gonna go Machamp here. G-Max Tri-Strike is absolute trash. Yeah, I'm just gonna G-Max and Max Quake. So he's not choiced as we get that off. We're gonna Max Quake again, that way we have the Spadef drop, Spadef boost. He crit me with fucking Spectral Thief. So I'm pretty sure we likely would have taken a hit from the Kyurem. What I'm trying to do is set up to where there are no Shadow Sneakers. Because he still has his Dynamax. I think had he not crit me with the Spectral Thief there, but you know, it is what it is. I did not create me with Spectral Thief. I doubt he'd be able to knock me out with anything here. But he max guards smartly. Max rim, you know what I'm saying. And so what this does is it allows me to trick room with no drawback. Now, I'm pretty sure I've accounted for everything. When I see these kind of, especially when he's this low, like I am the most cautious because something actually didn't, because he might get red carded here. I don't know how that works with Dynamax and yada yada yada. Yeah, he can't get red carded. So this is dope because Shadow Claw should knock him out. I don't want to play around with luck. He needs the Dragapult. I just don't want, if I'm gonna miss a play rough, I want to miss it versus the Kyurem that I have to connect with, as opposed to miss it versus Dragapult and he doesn't switch. It's just a smarter play. But yeah, so I think I briefly mentioned this in yesterday's video, but in going, like, how do I put this in? And this is something I wouldn't say it's fully new, but I'd say it's more clear than it's ever been. Like, it wasn't something that I thought about prior to this. But yeah, so in Pokemon, you generally are gonna have two modes that you're gonna use to win. That's strategy, the team building aspect, and skill. You know, just like the overall, your ability to maneuver the pieces of the team to get the outcome you want. So, you know, in most cases, it's gonna be to win. So, a lot of times, and I think this might be a big thing. Like, this may help me better understand other players, but also better help other players, because what I noticed, and it was this one guy that left me a team, and he was like, he left like a super long thing of how to use the team. You need to play aggressive, right? And I'm like, and I asked him, I don't know if he ever answered, you know, where does he range on the ladder? And I didn't mean that to be condescending or insulting, but wow, that was anticlimactic. He was so focused on the strategy of the team that he almost ignored the opponent component, like as if the opponent's not there, which you can't do, especially in a single. So in Smogon, you know, skill is very important. In draft, strategy is very important. Not to say like strategy is not a factor in Smogon singles, but as you're using the same team repeatedly, it's not as, like, relying on strategy in a metagame that's so versatile isn't the most efficient way to climb, because if the person sees your strategy once, you know, unless it's just one of those really, really solid strategies, it's likely gonna not work more than one time, or a lot of that, the power of it is gonna go away. So strategy and skill, again, Smogon singles like requires more skill, and draft league requires more strategy, and VGC is a mixture of both. VGC is a good balance because strategy and skill are important in there. And I don't want to make too many comments on VGC because I'm not a VGC master, so you know, let me reserve that for the VGCers. Oh yeah, this team was the original import. That's why the Toxtricity version has the adjustments, which actually this thing here is the better one of the two. He knows I'm using Trick Room as well, so that's gonna be a major impediment for him. I am going to actually double down on my Ryunrigus early. Doesn't know much about God, but he doesn't have any. He doesn't know much about Ryunrigus, but he doesn't have any. When I didn't set up a game plan, I was so focused on explaining that. But yeah, that's something important to keep in mind. Like, you don't want to double down too much on your team. Like, hoping that your strategy will compensate for your skill. Now, if you're a strategist style of player, then you know, so be it. But just know, if you're good at strategy but you lack overall skill, or your overall skill is relatively low, then you're gonna be struggling, and you may like say it's the team or the metagame, but it's you. You know what I'm saying? And in draft, you can be a less skilled player and beat a player that is technically better than you. Technically, you know, one way of looking at it. There are players that are better than other players, first and foremost, skill wise, but you can beat somebody in draft that you're quote unquote better than. Man, this shit is a beast. That was a nasty crit right there. But yeah, this shit's a fucking beast. 300 gets. And I just think that's something important, because when you guys said as well, you know, the things that you admired, part of what that, like, 183, 165, he's actually faster than me, or slower than me. You know what I'm saying? This is whack. Why am I? Is this the slowest I can? I don't think this is the slowest I can get. Gene, bro, like, I should be putting this fucking Melmetal in the dirt right now, man. What's going on? Yeah. All right. And I'm adamant. Come on, man. All right. It's whack, because this situation will never happen again, where I'll have Melmetal in front of me. So one turn of Trick Room left. What? It's definitely banded. So it's a matter of what So I always want to hold positions that cannot be defended. So at this point, I'm putting him in a spot where you have to either force the Dynamax, which he didn't do. Oh wow, that's the stress we doing now. Those are the stress we that's crazy, man. Now I gotta be careful of that. I gotta be very careful of the Melmetal. My Zacian can sweep him soon. Okay, so this is tough, because I want my Lunala untouched, because, well, this is gonna be a speed tie anyway. It's gonna be a speed tie after the Trick Room, if he opts to go that route, or if he opts to go straight for Earthquake, then he knocks me out. Yeah, but the downside of this is you gotta stare down. Which one do I want him to stare down? Lunala, or I could go Zacian. Problem with Zacian is the Melmetal can burst. Yeah, just got to get the order of these things correct. Moonguy's Beam can't miss. Okay, cool. So we take that away from him. And this is a very hard Pokemon. So he almost has to give me a Mon, especially if his Lunala isn't Shadow Shield, which would mean that I could switch my Lunala out into Zacian. So he opts to go for the Solgaleo, which is phenomenal for me. This could be weakness policy too, but I mean, I don't really have a choice. I could go Machamp now. Machamp on the Trick Room is slower. Trying to think. Yeah, Trick Room as expected. This is a question of what he goes for, right? If I go Mimikyu, give him the item, I red card him into whatever I want, Mimikyu goes away. I don't want me, because almost anything else, the only thing Mimikyu would have a good matchup versus, if like that wouldn't just give him a free kill, would be what's his face? Yeah. Three Dynamaxes. Right, Sunsteel Strike. That might not have been the correct play. We'll see. We'll see. Because I still have Machamp, which is a big factor. And this is not a banded Melmetal. So, like for example, here he goes Melmetal. Based on how a red card works, as far as I can tell, I go. This should knock him out straight up. Oh, it doesn't. Ah, that's whack. I thought it would just straight knock him out. I thought once it touched it once. Because he's gonna Dynamax here, I'm sure. Oh, he doesn't Dynamax. I don't get why he wouldn't. And I can't G-Max strike. Now, you know, I probably won the game anyway. I probably win anyway. This depends on what his Lunala is, right? If his Lunala is, yeah, so it seems to be a. Oh. I gotta hope this knocks him out. Does not. Needed it to knock him out there because now Dracovish just comes in and does what it does. So basically, maybe it would have been better to not. I thought the Melmetal will get forced out versus Mimikyu, and Mimikyu got either Dracovish or Lunala. Ideally Lunala. At the very least, I could Shadow Sneak. Actually, I'd be faster, so I'd get to Shadow Claw there, and it'd be a pretty good position for me. I don't think I played that in the correct order. Because now obviously he can go to Dracovish. He's not gonna go to Dracovish here. But yeah, I mean, Moonguy's Beam is his best play, and I gotta hope I take two. I gotta hope I take two. Yeah, I don't know how this would not be a 2-hit KO, but he also hasn't used his Dynamax yet. So the issue with that is Dracovish comes in no matter what. Yeah. Oh wow, teleport is that's some technology. Yeah, good game, man. Good game. So I don't think I played out. Underestimated Machamp there. I mean, overestimated Machamp. Yeah, I mean, if ground move stab did Chi strike is 95, so that wouldn't have done anything. That would be a game like I'd have to rewatch. There were certain sequences that I could go about it in a way that minimized the likelihood of something that I didn't expect. So, you know, in that situation, I knew there's things that I didn't know. I don't have certain information, so I got to make decisions and kind of bet on the fact that, oh, he's like this, or oh, he's not a heavy. For example, if he wasn't a heavy duty boots Lunala, I won the game with Zacian there, but I can't know that. So it's like, well, do you bet on it being heavy duty boots Lunala and, you know, try to double down on having your Lunala be the late game? That way you can cover Dracovish because you can take a hit with the Shadow Shield. Do you double down on keeping Mimikyu alive? That way you can force it out. Like, these are all questions that I had to answer, and I got the wrong answer. So it was a dope game though. But like, that's a situation of strategy. Like, if I play him again, it won't work twice because I'll know what his strategy is, because it's a very strategy dependent team. Let me see. Oh yeah, put your hands on him, champ. Put your hands on him, champster. So I knew this would be his go-to, and you know, obviously Rodriguez doesn't match up very well versus this. Now, very wise choice of pivoting if he has Photon Geyser. In which case, you know, the better play would have been to let's see, Photon Geyser into. Let's see, what am I trying to win with? This is a setup and sweep. Kind of. There's certain things I just don't Oko. Zacian is very problematic for him. That means I need to keep mine at the utmost. I need to. Okay. I'm offensive. Okay. So. I can't take unnecessary damage here. Alright, so. Wow, this is pretty whack. I'm gonna have to outplay that Zacian, because I know he's gonna go for either. I didn't think he'd Sun Steel Strike, but I'm still high enough to where I can take a hit from the Zacian. Now I'm gonna pivot out to, well, he went to Cloyster. That's not what I expected. So I'm just in a really bad spot. He was just sacking, or she was just sacking, to avoid getting beat down. But I wasn't sure if they were just Earthquake there, because if I Trick Room, they would leave them in an awkward position. But I mean, I guess if I Trick Roomed, no, he has a full health Lunala. So this is not good, because obviously we can go down to Icicle Crash, Icicle Spear here. What I'll do is go Zacian as the mid ground and crunch hard on the odd chance that he wanted to go to Necrozma there. Again, this is where it's such a problem, but his Necrozma is such a problem to me as well. So he goes to his own. I think I have to risk this speed tie. I know he won't die. I know I will. I was thinking, I was like, I think I have to risk that speed tie right there. And unfortunately, Photon Geyser. What I don't want is for him to run away after I go for Trick Room. I don't want him to hit and run. I want this gone if I can help it. So yeah, so he stays in, which now he'll switch out, which I didn't want. But maybe he won't. Maybe he won't. Maybe he won't switch out. But I think he is gonna switch. So that right there, like, I'd have rather to not have Trick Room up and have Zacian gone. That's exactly. I didn't think he'd go Necrozma. I don't think Necrozma was the right play. Primarily because Necrozma allows me to, like, I would have just 2-hit KO'd this Necrozma. But we still have Mimikyu can get up the Trick Room. So it's just a matter of, okay, well, what am I gonna choose to sweep with at this point? So okay, so that's the game he's playing. All right, so that, oh yeah, that makes sense then. That makes sense. So if I were my opponent, I'd pivot back to Necrozma. Okay, I see the game he's playing. And then now you'd go for pivoting back to Gyarados doesn't make sense. But I want this in anyway. I'd rather this be in versus my so we'll Photon Geyser here, not because we're getting predicted, but because we want Ryu and Regis to be in versus this without some kind of weakness policy boost, because we knew the Trick Room was going to wear off. We knew we likely wouldn't have killed him. I should have done a better left to right analysis on this at the beginning. Now I don't remember how Wandering Spirit works, if it just sticks around the entire time. It's more important to get Stealth Rocks up. So he was gonna give me Zacian, which is good. Okay, Zacian is gone. So we still have 2 big Trick Roomers left. So Memento, give him this. Then he's staring down MACHAMP, G-maxed, boosted. That's 2 kills. And if Mimikyu wants to win, Mimikyu or Moonguy's Beam, right? And so I could go Mimikyu here, Shadow Claw hard, which would not guarantee me a KO. MACHAMP knock here. Alright, there was no point in me G-maxing there. So he hasn't shown anything. I guess I could have G-max Quaked, but if he stayed in there, that wouldn't have been the play. I mean, if you're staying in, the assumption is that MACHAMP, I hope you can take a hit. I really need you to take this right now because we're Mimikyu and yeah, I just gotta hope that he go, because he might go for the ghost move, right? Predicting my LUNALA to come in and but I mean, I don't know why maybe he didn't have. Yeah, and I forced the Dynamax. So Max Geysers, and he's Life Orb and Moxie. That's like the worst thing I could have seen. This is gonna be close, you know, because obviously I can't force him out, but I can Trick Room. And we'll just that's Trick Room turn ends. I don't think he's gonna switch to Zekrom. So now things get interesting because I can go for Psychic here, 2AK or Oko, anything, and Trick Room has 2 turns left. It's just a matter of is he banded or not. You can't knock him out with Moonblast, so we might as well go for the stab. That might have been LUNALA wasn't having it though. LUNALA wasn't having it. So we regained the seek. MACHAMP really like took fucking charge. Like MACHAMP said hell to the motherfucking no. And really took charge in the end right there. Because I don't have a lot of defensive backbone. Like I have the offensive pressure, but defensively I can't deal with most strong uber threats. So if you look at my team, LUNALA just gets a kill when it comes in. I have no ghost resist, and I have quite a few things that are weak to ghost. I think 4. And you know, LUNALA beats MACHAMP and Zacian if the shield is up. So these are all things I have to take into consideration. So that's why I don't have a defensive backbone. And I have to play. This is technically offense. Like it's Trick Room and it's bulky, but it's technically off. I do not have any like defensive backbone at all. And so in this one, MACHAMP, well played MACHAMP, eats him up. His only Dynamax option is T-Tar, so that's not really gonna be doing much. So I don't have to be too concerned about his Dynamax. And if I'm smart about it, I also get to take his neck, and then I don't think Zacian's gonna, because I have to speed tie with his Zacian and then I have to deal with his Ditto. I'd say I'd lean more towards MACHAMP, maybe lead Tar and give me Tar. Is that actually losing? It's a tough turn because he can attack me, right? Problem is I need the Tar hit. Like I can't have the Tar just chilling. And so like after this, like I'll have to do something, right? and I could Quake the Tower, which opens up LUNALA for the remainder of the game. Or is he gonna sack Tar altogether when I attack? Rocks prevents, like, removes LUNALA's item if that's something sash or something like that. I'm gonna Quake. Oh wow. Wow, that's a big crit. That's a big crit because I got 2 for 1. So I get to get rid of the T-Tar, and I get to get Stealth Rocks up. So basically I was trying to set up for LUNALA in the late, LUNALA in the cut. And this is actually even better because now I get to get up Stealth Rock, and Sandstorm gets to break that LUNALA's. Oh, he's leftovers. I was about to say, like, I know you should have just gotten your shit broken. So what this allows is for MACHAMP to come in and take motherfucking charge, because one, Trick Room is up solid speed. Nothing on his team wants to take a knockoff, and I still get to contain my Gigantamax. Obviously, I'm not going to use my Gigantamax outside of Trick Room. Wow, 2 crits. This is really whack. And he Will-O-Wisps. I was obviously what's it called, so that didn't matter. But let me see his knockoff. No, Earthquake's a better play. Covers everything. And so now I have potential. So there's the Zacian. Makes perfect sense. Zacian makes perfect sense. It's just Sunsteel Strike. Yeah, I'm free to go hard to, because my Zacian is still important. Like Crunch, Blade. I just don't want. I want to be careful about what I have left in case he copies my Zacian. So I play roughs. What did they have in? I'm surprised he play roughs. I mean, that probably still would have killed me if I G-maxed. But yeah, the room's back. So I'm just debating what I want to do after the room goes up, because I have to still contend with his Necrozma. What's up with these non-scarf Dittos? Like, stop this shit. So now I get to free Quake unguardable. So it gives me Ditto, which means my... Oh, that wasn't Ditto. I'm not good. And that was his actualization. I kept thinking he copied me for some reason. I don't know why I thought that. I don't know why I thought that was his Ditto. So not a weakness policy, which means your boy, the champion, is about to go brazy. I don't even need to Gigantamax. I'll G-Max versus what I'm assuming will be his Ditto. That boy went Cure, man. How dare you? Put your hands on him. Yeah. And now we just go to, I'm assuming he's going to, yeah, let's fuck it. Let's G-Max. GG, bro. Woo! G-Max strike. I don't know how I outsped him though. Ditto transformed. Oh, he transformed into me, so that if it's a last mon Ditto situation. Okay, he used transform. Okay, yeah, but it was too much. Machamp put. Machamp is no joke, yo. Machamp is no joke. I'm actually very impressed. I am very impressed with how it's been beating people down. Like, you know, mind you, I hacked the shit out of him in that game. Like, the crit on LUNALA probably mattered less with the knock, but certainly the crit on T-Tar was huge, because then that allowed me to get up Stealth Rocks. Did I go for Stealth Rock? I don't remember. I probably did, but you know, such is life. Debating. Debate's over. That's where we're gonna end the live for today. 40 minutes. We're not gonna do the whole hour. I've given you like our lives past couple. So if you enjoyed the live, please hit the like button down below. Very much appreciated. Yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.